Somewhere between the age 63 and 67, three separate systems, Medicare, Social Security, and the IRS, all activate their rules on you at the same time. None of them talk to each other. None of them wait for you to be ready. And most retirement plans were never built to handle all three colliding at once. Here's what I mean. At 65, your Medicare enrollment can quietly raise your monthly premiums based on income you earned 2 years earlier. Your tax-deferred accounts keep growing, building a bigger forced withdrawal down the road, even though you don't technically have to touch them yet. And the way you draw down income can determine how much of your Social Security check the IRS taxes away. If your retirement plan was built to handle steady income, steady taxes every year, I want to show you why that math breaks right around age 65 and what to do about it. Most retirement projections assume a steady state, same income every year, same tax bracket every year, same costs every year. It's clean. It's easy to put in a spreadsheet. But real retirement doesn't work that way, especially not around age 65. That's when multiple systems turn on at once. Medicare enrollment, the countdown toward required withdrawals, and decisions about when to claim Social Security. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through four things: the IRMAA lookback trap, why the RMD countdown affects you even before you're forced to take one, the Social Security tax torpedo most people have never heard of, and finally, what it actually looks like to plan around all three together, not separately. Let's start with the one that surprises people the most. Let's talk about IRMAA, the income-related monthly adjustment amount. In plain English, it's an extra charge added to your Medicare Part B and Part D premiums if your income is above certain thresholds. Here's the part that trips people up. Medicare doesn't look at this year's income to decide your premium. It looks at your tax return from 2 years ago. So a decision you made at 63 can show up as a bigger Medicare bill at 65. And you may not even remember making the decision that caused it. Let me give you an example. Picture someone we'll call David. At 63, David takes a larger than usual withdrawal from his IRA to pay off his mortgage before retirement. Smart move in isolation. He doesn't think about it again. 2 years later, at 65, David enrolls in Medicare and gets a letter saying his premiums are going up significantly. Not because his income is high now, but because of that one withdrawal 2 years earlier that pushed him over an IRMAA threshold. And here's the part that really catches people off guard. IRMAA brackets work like a cliff, not a slope. Go $1 over a threshold and you don't pay a little more. You can jump into an entirely new premium tier. The brackets themselves adjust year to year, just like tax brackets. But the takeaway is this: your income at 63 can quietly determine your Medicare costs at 65. That's not something most people are told to plan for, because most people don't even think about Medicare until they're about to enroll. Now let's talk about required minimum distributions, or RMDs. Under the current rules, you're not forced to start taking RMDs until age 73. So a lot of people hear that and think, great, I don't need to think about this until then. Here's the problem with that thinking. The math working against you starts well before 73. It starts the moment you stop contributing and let those tax-deferred accounts keep growing. Every year your IRA or 401k grows between 65 and 73, your eventual required withdrawal grows with it. And when that forced withdrawal finally kicks in, it doesn't just sit there. It stacks on top of everything else on your tax return, including, as we'll get to in a minute, your Social Security. I call this the RMD spiral. The growth you're celebrating today is quietly building the size of a tax bill you haven't planned for yet. Let me tell you about someone we'll call Carol. Carol retires and keeps doing exactly what she's always done, leaving everything parked in her 401k, because that's what worked during her working years. Nobody told her that what worked during accumulation can work against her during retirement, when the goal shifts from growing the pile to controlling how and when it's taxed. This is exactly why so many of my clients start asking about repositioning some of these dollars, not to avoid taxes. That's not realistic, but to gain more control over when income shows up on their tax return, instead of letting the IRS's calendar decide for them. That's one of the reasons fixed index annuities come up in these conversations, not as a magic fix, but as one tool among several that can help create predictable income on your terms rather than the IRS's terms. This next one surprises more people than anything else in this video. Your Social Security benefit itself can be taxed, up to 85% of it. The IRS uses something called provisional income to decide how much of your Social Security is taxable. And here's the key thing to understand. It's not just about how much Social Security you receive, it's about everything else hitting your tax return in the same year. RMDs, pension income, part-time work, even interest and dividends. Think of it like a seesaw. Every dollar of income you add on one side pushes more of your Social Security benefit onto the taxable side. Let me show you what I mean with two people. We'll call them Linda and Sandra. Same Social Security benefit, same account balances, nearly identical retirements on paper. But Linda structured where her income came from differently than Sandra did. She was intentional about which account she drew from and when. And because of that, Linda ends up paying meaningfully less tax on the exact same Social Security benefit that Sandra receives. Same benefit, different math. That's the tax torpedo, and almost nobody explains it to people before they're already retired and it's too late to plan around it. Here's what I want you to see. None of these three things are separate problems. They're the same problem, wearing three different hats. Medicare enrollment turns on your IRMAA exposure. The RMD clock is already running even before you're forced to withdraw. And your Social Security claiming decisions determines how exposed you are to the tax torpedo. And they all cluster in that same narrow window, 63 to 67, because that's simply when these systems are designed to activate. None of this is Medicare's fault. It's not Social Security's fault. It's not your fault either. These are three separate systems that were never built to talk to each other. And most people are standing right in the middle of all three, with nobody helping them see the whole picture at once. So, what does it look like to plan around this? It starts with sequencing, deciding which accounts you draw from and in what order to manage your provisional income instead of letting it happen by accident. It includes timing, looking at when you claim Social Security relative to your other income sources, not in isolation. It can include using tools designed to create predictable, plannable income, giving you more certainty about what shows up on your tax return each year, rather than being at the mercy of market swings or forced withdrawals. And critically, it means reviewing your IRMAA exposure before age 63, not after you've already gotten the letter. This is the kind of coordination most people never get, because Medicare planning, Social Security planning, and tax planning are usually three separate conversations with three different people who never compare notes. If this helped you spot a blind spot you didn't know you had, check out the free booklet called Retire Smart. It's linked on the page in the description box. If this video helped make things clearer, hit subscribe. On this channel, I talk about Social Security claiming strategy, the widow's penalty, and how to build your own income floor. I'm Shonda Prescott, and this is Retirement Security Simplified, where we specialize in turning confusion into confidence, one conversation at a time.